Hello everyone, WX Ninja here with your daily weather updates. As you can tell by the title of the video, it's going to be a bit of a different video today. But first let's start out and we'll just take a look at the current conditions and then we'll get into the video. So what we've got here is some cold air. Look, some negative temperatures up in the north, in North Dakota, South Dakota, over Minnesota. Pretty cold up there. You see some snow in the central part. A little rain with a little bit of snow over the Great Lakes and a little bit of rain on the west coast. It's pretty cool though, through a large part of the country. So let's get into the video. So the reason I titled the video the way I did is because I see a lot of videos on YouTube and weather videos, and there are a lot of, huge snowstorm coming for Christmas, and December is going to be the coldest month in a long time, and all these long-range clickbait forecast type stuff. So I just wanted to make you guys aware of kind of what's going on with YouTube, how it works. You need 1,000 subscribers, and once you get 1,000 subscribers and so many watch hours, you can start making money. You get monetized, start making money off the videos. That's why people do the clickbait titles, because they want to get as many views as possible to make as much money as possible. I get that. But I'm going to show you how these long-range forecasts just are not that accurate. So what we've got here, this is today's model run of the GFS. And you see we're right here, December 26th, 0Z. So it's actually Christmas night. Depending on where you are, you minus 6, 7, 8 hours, just depending on what time zone you are in. So this would be the evening of Christmas. So what you've got, if you've got a huge snowstorm here, Colorado, New Mexico, a little ice into Texas, Oklahoma. That's pretty much it. This is all your action in the country right here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at this same time frame, but yesterday's model run. So remember, we have all the stuff right here. Here's what it was saying yesterday. Yesterday, it's forecast for December 26th at 0Z. No big snowstorm. No big ice storm. Instead, you've got a little bit of snow showers up north. Pretty much all this is in the very south, and it's just rain. So within 24 hours, the model changed the forecast tremendously, because yesterday it went from saying nothing to watch out, you're going to get a huge snowstorm. You can see the difference, pretty obvious. So now let's go, what was it thinking on December 12th? December 12th, it had the same general forecast for this area as it has today. But it also had a low on the coast of California, some moisture and a little bit of ice moving up into the northeast, and a little bit of lake effect snow showers. So you can see just how much the forecast has changed. So now let's go back even one more day. This is what it was saying on December 11th. Same day, December 26th at 0Z. No moisture at all over here. Instead, it's predicting a pretty decent snowstorm with some ice and some rain in areas of the northeast. Huge difference in forecast. There's nothing over here compared to what it's showing today. Now let's go back one day further, December 10th. So on December 10th, the forecast for December 26th at 0Z, again, no snow here, a little bit of rain here, a little bit of snow in the Intermountain West. So you can see, so if December 10th, if you were to make a forecast for December 26th, this would be your forecast. No big snowstorm. Then on December 11th, your forecast would change. See how this, instead of being here, now watch. It's up here and it has snow and ice. You'd be forecasting a pretty decent snowstorm, a white Christmas for people. Then you'd come to December 12th and you'd say no, but yes over here for a snowstorm and white Christmas. Then December 13th, you would say, sorry, no, and no, just a little bit of snow up there. Now today, you're going to say a big snowstorm here. So you can see the major differences these forecasts are once you get that big lead time. So right now when you see forecasts and they're trying to tell you, hey, you're going to have a white Christmas, you can't believe that. No one knows what's going to happen on Christmas for sure. It's just too far out in time. And I see these YouTube videos with these forecasts all the time, way out in time, and predicting cold and snow, and they're getting tons of views on their videos, and it's just not accurate. You can't believe it. Because you can see right here, I mean, just watch as we go backwards in time. December 14th, December 13th, look at how much everything's changing. December 12th, now it's back on. December 11th, no moisture at all. December 10th, no moisture at all. So you can see the huge difference from day to day that these models come up with for their runs. That's why it's so hard to make long-range forecasting, and you can't really believe it this time of year, especially when you have so many storms moving throughout the country. In the summertime, it's a little bit easier to make a longer range forecast because the weather doesn't change as much. Now, certainly when you get into tornado season, hurricane season, that thing can have a effect. But overall, say in August, the patterns, they're pretty stable, a lot more stable than they are right now. So again, just keep that in mind. When you see these long-range forecasts, I'm showing you right now how much they change day to day. Imagine being a kid in New Mexico going, yeah, we're going to get a white Christmas. But it's been off and on. You don't know if you're going to. Or you live up here in the Northeast. Oh, white Christmas one day? Nothing the next. Nothing the next. Nothing the next. You go from having a high pressure, well, let's start at the beginning. It's forecasting a huge low pressure on December 11th, but then as the model run continues, and now on today for December 26th, you have a high pressure instead of a low pressure. Total different forecast, 180 degree difference. So when you're looking at these forecasts online, again, like I always say, anything other than 5 days out, it's not really accurate. And even at 5 days out, that's still hard to forecast even. So if we look at 5 days out, so it's hour 120 on the 10th. Then we'll go down to hour 96. So we'll just set this up, and I'll let you guys see. Okay. So if you come here on December 10th, 5 days from December 10th would be December 15th at 12Z. So on December 10th, your forecast for Sunday would have been like this: a little bit of snow here, huge system ejecting off the northeast, a little bit of rain and snow behind it. Then as you went into December 11th, your forecast would be pretty much the same. Maybe a little slight difference in where exactly the low is going to be, but not too far off. You can see things are kind of staying the same all throughout this. And now today, your forecast for Sunday. So you can see when you get into 5 days, look at how much more accurate this forecast is. I mean, just look at the pretty colors. They don't really change in areas too much. The low pressures really haven't moved much at all. It's a little further south here and a little bit northeast here, but other than that, you're not talking about a huge difference in moisture, really. There's a little in some areas that's not in others, but not too much. So, again, just be careful when you look at these long-range forecasts that these people put out. You can't believe them. And I'm not trying to slam these people who put out these videos, but it's just too hard. Sometimes you can lock into a general pattern in the wintertime, but it's not always a guarantee. If it happens, it's pretty lucky. There are times the models do really well, and at 10 days out, they will pick up a huge storm like, say, this one, and it'll show up and it'll keep showing up in the same general area, and you'll say, all right, well, maybe the models are onto something, and sometimes they get it right, but more often than not, as I've shown you, I mean, something 10 days out, something more than 5 days out, you can't believe it. So I hope you guys keep that in mind when you're watching these videos and looking at long range forecast, even on TV, that it's not going to happen. You can't rely on it. All right, so let's just go quickly through the forecast for the next 5 days. See a little bit of snow and ice setting up in the central part of the U.S. Kind of moves off to the east. A little behind it throws a little more snow and some ice. Pretty quiet out west. Moves off into the northeast. Looks like you'll get a bit of snow coming up here in the northeast. This is Tuesday, moving into Wednesday. A little snowy week there on the East Coast again. We've seen that several times, these stronger lows. Not always snow, but stronger lows on the East Coast. Has been our theme this fall. A little bit of a low moving here, 996, not too bad. But you see what happens, it immediately dies, 1004. It's maybe at 1,000 millibars in there. A little bit of rain and mountain snow. Still some snow showers left on the East Coast there. That all starts to move out. This system moves into the West Coast. And there you see a little bit of rain. A little bit of snow in parts of Idaho. Maybe some heavier rain on the West Coast. And that's about where we'll end it, because again, we're getting outside that 5 days. It is fun to look at the models just to see what happens, but again, I know that it's probably not going to happen. Let's switch over here to 500 millibar height anomaly. It just tells you where the colder air is going. So look right now, a lot of blue, that's colder air. That's why you're seeing it so cold throughout the country. A lot of colder air around. As you move forward in time, you see all that kind of moving off to the east. A little bit of a ridge here in the west has kind of been the story out west. We've had some systems move through, but mostly what you call split flow. Storms ride up and over or down into California. They keep Oregon and Washington generally dry. That's kind of what you're seeing here. A little bit of cold pool in the central part of the U.S. See a low again going into California. And it tries to make its way into Oregon, but you can see it's dying because it's running into this high pressure, which that's the low we saw. I was talking about how it was dying. Went from 996 to about 1,000 millibars. See another cooler pool try to develop up by Alaska and the one on the east coast, bringing that snowstorm. That moves off to the northeast. This one kind of hangs around. Maybe a little bit of colder air here on the west coast. But again, it's kind of dying off, sagging south. Same kind of deal, a little warmer maybe in the east. Then you get a warm pool out west again. This cold pool dies because it runs into the higher pressure. And it sags south. And then warmer pressure develops off the, or higher pressure develops off the west coast. So I don't see any real cold air for the west coast anytime soon. But again, things can change. This is pretty far out in forecast. So while I do always look at these to the end of the run, I know that things change with this. You know, so again, after up to this point, 125 days, that's pretty reliable. But anything beyond that, it's just kind of looking, just to look to see. So again, the whole point here is, you know, anything outside of 5 days, just think of it as for fun. Don't rely on it happening. When you see those videos that say major snowstorm coming for Christmas or whatever, just as my antivirus pops up there, just keep in mind that that's probably not going to happen. They just want you to watch their video. So there you go. This is WX Ninja. That's all I've got for today. I appreciate everyone stopping by, and we will see you next time. Take care.